Hi there students. Okay, this video is about phrasal verbs with drag. To drag down, to drag in, to drag out, to drag up, and to drag on. So let's start with to drag down. Well, you could drag somebody down with you. This is to cause or make other people to suffer the same fate as you. He was arrested for the robbery, but he refused to name the people, his accomplices, because he didn't want to drag them down with him. Okay, so to drag somebody down, to cause someone else to suffer the same fate as you. This scandal, which started with just some members of parliament, could even drag down the Prime Minister. This Brexit problem could drag down the Prime Minister. Okay, so to drag somebody down, to bring them to drag them into a situation and make them suffer the same fate as you. Okay, to drag in. So you can drag somebody into an argument, to cause somebody to become involved in something even though they are unwilling. They don't really want to do it. You are forcing them into a situation or a course of action. So the war dragged in several of the neighbouring countries. It forced them into the war. It forced them to participate. Notice you could drag something into an argument. This is to bring into the argument something that is irrelevant or inappropriate. Yeah? To introduce a topic into an argument or a discussion without good reason. So, I don't know, when politicians are arguing, very often they drag in old history about what the other political party did in the past. Yeah, so it's to bring something into something even though it's just not really very relevant. And then you could drag somebody into an argument or into a course of action that they don't really want to take. So, to drag out. Okay, if you drag something out, you extend it or lengthen it unnecessarily. So I had very little material for my class, and I had to drag out the material that I had. I had to drag the class out. Yeah, so it's to make something go last longer than it really ought to. I had very little money, and I had to drag out the little money I had until I got some more. Okay, so to drag something out, to make it last longer than necessary. You could also drag something out of a place, is to bring something out by pulling or from an awkward or difficult location. So my bicycle is somewhere in storage. I will have to drag it out. I will have to bring it out from a difficult and problematic place. To drag out, okay? To drag something out. To bring it out even though it's difficult to do it. Okay, to drag up. So you drag up the past. He dragged it up This is to remind people about some unpleasant situation from the past, to tell a story about them that happened many years ago. So he's always dragging up that time where I got drunk and vomited everywhere. Yeah? To drag up, to bring into the present a story or something that reminds people about something that is long past, something that has blown over. Notice as well, you could drag children up. He was dragged up, meaning he was educated reluctantly. To drag up means to educate reluctant pupils. So do you know the phrasal verb to bring up? Parents bring up children, they look after them. To drag up, it's slightly jokey and an informal way of saying to bring up despite the difficulties, despite the child really not wanting to. Yeah? So he wasn't brought up, he was dragged up. Yeah? And then finally, to drag on, to last too long, to become boring. So I hope this video is not dragging on. Well, if it drags on too much, if I drag it out too much, then you'd probably just switch it off. But don't do that, no. Okay, so the boring play dragged on. The long hot summer dragged on. It continued going on, but it was boring. Yeah? The situation dragged on. This problem with Brexit, I believe, is going to drag on for many, many more months. Okay? It's going to continue boringly. So, let's look at these again. To drag somebody down, to bring someone or to make somebody suffer the same situation as you. The bankruptcy of the company dragged down several other companies because the first company couldn't pay its debts, or it stopped placing orders. Yeah, to drag them down. So this is separable. You could drag a country or a person into a situation. Yeah, to force them into a situation, force them to participate when they don't really want to. Stop trying to drag me into this argument. Or you could drag in an argument that is irrelevant or inappropriate. Yeah? So maybe an ad hominem attack is dragging in the character of the person that you are talking to. So he dragged it in, again, separable. To drag something out, to bring it out from a difficult place, yeah, somewhere where it's lost or difficult to access. It's not easy to get at, yeah. And then to drag something out, to lengthen it, to extend it much more than is necessary. Okay. To drag out, to make longer, to make last longer than is really appropriate. To drag up a story from the past, to bring into the conversation or to remind people of something unpleasant that happened a long time ago. Yeah? And if children are brought up but they don't really want to be educated, then they are dragged up. To drag somebody up, to educate them reluctantly. And then finally to drag on. This video has dragged on for far too many minutes. It's become boring because it has lasted too long. Yeah, it seems like it's lasting forever. Okay, and remember to drag is a regular verb. Drag, dragged, dragging. Yeah. Let's see. I think all of these phrasal verbs are informal. Yeah, these are not good for your academic writing. You could use them in a note to a friend, but these are best used when you're speaking. Okay. So I have dragged out the information here and made it last much more than necessary, and I'm sure for you it has dragged on and on and on. But anyway, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Drag down, drag in, drag out, drag up, and drag on.